Welcome to Smash Writing. I'm Paul. This is Justin. And today we are reviewing the animated film Dead Space Downfall, which is based off of
video game.
the video
that
game.
neither of us played.
So I'm kind of curious of why you picked this. Like, how did you find this?
It was going with the alien theme of the month.
So like you just like Googled
Aliens, animated movies, and
this was like
there it
the
is,
first
Dead Space Downfall.
one. Okay, I was wondering because even my wife was like, "What the are we watching?" I'm like, "It was Justin's pick," and she's like, "Oh God."
we don't let Paul pick movies anymore. He gave me the Requiem, and I'm not over it yet. It's been a year. I'm not over it.
We'll get back on track. But yeah, today we are reviewing the Dead Space. So go ahead and give us the plot.
The movie opens up with a little video of Vincent explaining that alien species have taken over the Ishimura, and it's taken over the bodies of the crew. And if they find Ishimura, they have to destroy the Ishimura and the artifact at all costs. Then we jump back a little bit to where the artifact was found by a group searching a old mining colony, and they think that is a religious artifact, and it could be the second marker. And we see the Ishimura being sent out to go collect it. They want to bring it back to Earth because, like I said, they believe it is a religious artifact, and their church wants it. It's a church called the Unitology. We'll talk about that in a little.
Okay.
But anyway, they get sent down there. Not only are they bringing back the artifact, they're bringing back a chunk of the land with them. But when they do, we see Vincent going through all these reports of homicides and suicides that have started since this artifact has been found. And she's a little worried. She doesn't want that artifact on their ship. The captain's not listening, and you kind of get the feeling that no one takes Vincent seriously. But yeah, we see one of the survivors from the planet, and he's screaming about how they need to kill for it. It needs their bodies and sacrifices. And he even started like punching himself in the face because he's screaming like, kill me, and he's already, they've already given him 500 cc's of sedative, and it's not putting him down. And they had to give him another shot to put him to sleep. But you see an electrical disturbance start going off.
Are these notes longer than James Bond?
Yes, it is. You can tell how much more I care.
Right.
And you start seeing a group that was down on the ground. They're investigating what happened down here and what's going on. And you just see, like, open the one door and it's full of chitin and gore everywhere. And you hear these menacing screams from off in the distance. And the one guy goes off to find his wife, Jen, and he finds her. She's cut up and she's scratching cuts into her arm, and then she takes this pick and kills herself with it, talking about how she needs to give herself over to it. It wants bodies. And the people back on the ship on the Ishimura, they finally get video. And you see all the bodies and gore, and then you see like the one scene, this elevator trying to close, and it keeps getting stopped on a severed leg. That's a great scene. I even wrote that note, like severed leg stopping the elevator. And you see him rush her onto his jump pod, and he's rushing her back to the ship. But she's not stopping. He's like, we need to get you help. And the captain is like, no, you are not coming aboard this ship. Go back, do your job. And he's like, no, not happening here, buddy. And he gets in before the blast doors can be closed. And he doesn't know that a monster had gotten on and resurrected Jenny, and Jenny kills him. And you see Vincent's crew go into there to try to find out what's happening, but they're already gone. And the monster had gotten into the sick bay, not sick bay, but where they're keeping all the bodies of the people from before, and then resurrecting them and bringing them back to life. And you see that people on the ship are starting to become split between the religious groups who want to go see this artifact and the non-ones who want to put that artifact back and leave.
I mean, these monsters. I would just want to put. I just would want to put it back and get the hell out of there.
And the captain even like goes on like this rant about how it's like, no, you're all against us. You're all non-believers. This is religious persecution. We have to take this back to the church so that people can be discover the universal awakening. And there's a note in here for you. Let's see if I can
Here we
find it.
go. Here we go.
Oh no, it was in the prose. Never mind. We'll get to it.
Okay.
But and these monsters start picking off Vincent's team one by one. They're either killing them or they're turning them.
Yeah.
And then they become monsters, and it just goes on and on until Vincent's the last one standing. And she's being chased by a swarm of them, and she hides next to the artifact because she finds out when she just lays down and ready for them to get her, they can't go near the artifact. The artifact was what was sealing them into the earth. And she sends out her message that we see from the beginning of the movie. She sends out to destroy the Ishimura and the artifact if this is ever found. And she makes a big run. She vents the cargo bay door open and she runs to the ship to grab it, and she sends a missile off before she gets sent off into space herself. And you see from like her eye perspective where the ship is still there, the missile didn't work. And then you see an incoming ship, which I'm guessing is probably the player ship.
Okay.
I have no idea. I haven't played the game, but if I'm gonna guess, that is the video game character coming in. And that is the movie.
And it wasn't a long one.
It was like an hour and 15.
Yeah, just barely. I gotta say, like, the story was easy to follow along. It was really just simply put. I mean, yeah.
Aliens are on the ship. Kill them. We got the crew trying to kill them. Vincent is really a stoic character. You wouldn't think that because of just how she is and everything, but she is like, we are saving these people. We are not leaving.
Yeah.
We are either going to save them or we're going to die trying. My first pro here, Chen's hair. The woman with the blue hair?
Yeah.
Go ahead, read that note.
Chen's hair is on point, going to give... Stop it. No.
Oh, yes.
So he wants to give Sammy, who is my daughter, Chen's
haircut. If any Fallout fans in this world, it's like shaved here. She's got two ponytails and then buzzed around it to the back to a bigger ponytail.
My daughter will never see it.
It is blue.
I'm okay with her having blue hair, just not that haircut.
It's either going to happen before her first baptism or before like a big thing in their life, like a prom or something like that. I'll give them that haircut. First day of school.
Okay. You're gonna get my daughter like jumped.
No, they're not. You don't jump people like that. People like that kick you. Or
they're gonna think she's gonna shoot up the school.
They don't. They won't call me. They'll call you.
Yeah, I know. I won't have to explain this.
So I worked with the dude.
All right, give us another con.
The core, the pro. These are all pros.
Oh, the pros. Yeah, give us another pro.
I have no cons. This was great. I had a fun time. The gore. I love the gore. Like when Chen's death. That was brutal. He got cut up the middle.
Yeah.
The leg in the elevator. That was a lot of fun.
There was also I think it was like a couple of scenes where they did it from the player's perspective.
Yeah.
And they changed. I noticed that they changed the animation to make more of the video game, but they only did it for like a few scenes.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good little touch. I
liked all the characters in this. Even the nutbag captain, when he's like having his mental breakdown over this artifact.
But that made the artifact more impressive because like he's like from this calm captain to like.
Well, there's always something menacing going on with that captain. Even before the artifact got there, it was like there's something off about you there, buddy.
Well, because then he revealed that like this was a secret mission. Like
he wasn't supposed to be there. It was restricted space.
Yeah.
I thought the animation, it was a bit choppy here and there, but it was good. It was on point for the most part. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
The pacing was really well done.
I think for like an hour and 17 minutes, it was like right where it needed to be. It didn't need to be any longer. The action, it was total action, really. Like, you really only had a brief... There was no boring moments for me.
Yeah.
Like, it just kept me engaged and entertained. A lot of swearing. Like, they did...
Yeah, they do a lot of swearing.
They did not hesitate to drop any type of bomb you could think of.
I loved them. Like, the gunplay and everything was nice, but when they were, like, throwing fists and everything, that looked real good. Just
Yeah.
the punches and it, like, sounded so meaty on the hits.
Yeah.
I love the dynamic of the characters in Vince's crew because it's like, for instance, like Shen. Like, Shen almost felt human. Like, she walked into the one scene and threw up. But she wasn't scared because she was like, she's freaked out, but she would always be the first one to jump into action. Like,
Yeah.
she jumped to cover a body at one point to try to defend her teammates. And it made Vincent look more stoic and the one guy look more cowardly.
Mm-hmm.
Is by just how much humanity were in certain characters.
Yeah. Like I said, the length was fine, the pacing was fine. The action was good, the gore, the scenes of how they did, I did appreciate the video game, even though I never even heard of this game.
Speaking of that, I think this is the most impressive point. It made me want to go play the game. I think when you're looking at a video game movie like that, that should be your first thing. How do we get the people who haven't played the game to go want to go play the game? And that movie was really effective in that aspect, or it made me want to go play the game.
So now or tonight you want to go home and play the game?
Maybe we'll see what happens. I got editing to do.
Yeah. So final grade.
A. I'm giving this an A.
I'm giving this one a high B. I think that a lot of things were on par. Nothing felt like it went above the par. Like, you couldn't say nothing bad. It's above average, but it wasn't quite there for me. Maybe the story could have been a little bit more of a story, but like I said, I don't know much about the game to really say if there's a story to it.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then
The
also
story is the artifact. Yeah.
I mean, give us more details on the artifact.
Yeah, it's completing the game.
But I'm giving it a B, a high B, and like I said,
Just say B plus.
B plus.
That
B
tells
plus.
me what card to get.
B plus. So yeah, it was a nice one. I saw that there was like a sequel. Or,
Yeah, there is. We're gonna watch that.
Alright, and
That'll be not next month. It'll be month of May.
down the road.
Because you already claimed April. You want to tell them what we're going to be watching in April?
Yeah. The one thing that is not really known really about me is, like, of course there's Marvel stuff, but I'm also a Dragon Ball Z fan. And while we were researching, like, getting on where I can watch all these films at, Dragon Ball Super Broly. I'm looking forward to watching it. So
I'm looking forward to watching it again. That's great.
yeah. So that'll be next month's animation. But until next time.
Bye bye.